How's the weather going for you down there? It's been hotter than hell up here. Are you getting pretty hot? Yeah, I'm having a problem. Okay, I got a phone call.
We hear you, 249. Roger, roger, roger.
How about 247?
Well, we hear you too, 247. Good evening, Ben.
Thank you much. I just turned the amplifier on. I'm sure it doesn't make much difference, but maybe a little clearer. Have a great evening.
Oh, Roger. Well, don't run away. Rob may want to say hello to you and others, so don't run away. Anyway, good evening to you. I'm just getting set up here. I got a couple of things to plug in, and then I'll be ready to go here.
Roger. Okay, well, I'll be standing by. I'll talk if anybody wants to talk.
Good evening, Ben, and 6SWR, KM6SR.
How are you doing there, young man?
Well, thank you for the compliment. I sure don't feel that way. Anyway, doing fine. A little warm. Out working on the roof today a little bit and outside. Anyway, how you doing? Over.
Well, I haven't been out on the roof, but it is warm here. I think it was still well above 100. I didn't even check the... Well, I think it was 105 or 106. I do remember being out on the patio seeing the temperature gauge. It's just another hot day. I spent most of the day in the house underneath the AC.
Yep, you're no dummy. That's the best place to be. We still don't have our upstairs AC working. It's supposed to come tomorrow and start the process of putting in a new one. So we're looking forward to that. Anyway, let's see. What else? Something else I was going to mention. Well, I'll think of it later. Over.
Roger, I'll stand by. I'll listen till the end of the net. N6SWR.
Okay, Ben. Thanks for being in there. KM6SR, checking in, number 432. Over.
Good evening, Rob. And Judy just walked in the shack, so maybe you guys can repeat your numbers. Let me shoot it down to you, Ben. 2 meters as a 2-meter net. And Ben's going to pick it up down there in Bakersfield. N6 Sugar Whiskey Radio, K6MYC. Go ahead, Ben.
Roger. Sugar Whiskey Radio or November 6 standing wave ratio, whatever you prefer. I'll answer either at Bozo number 247.
Okay, we got you, Ben. She heard your number, but she didn't get the call sign, but that's all right. I'll fill her in. Got it? And a good signal up here with it particularly made a difference when you do turn the amplifier on. It definitely helps to have the amp on, so don't think it doesn't make much difference. It makes a real sizable difference to readability and ease comfort, if you will, armchair copy type stuff. N6SWR. I don't think it got that hot here today. Probably 101, 103, something like that. I don't even think we went out and looked at it. N6SWR 247 K6MYC.
Well, that's pretty hot. You know, between 100 and 105, it really doesn't matter. It's still hot. Have a great evening. I'll continue to listen. N6SWR.
Okay.
Good evening, Judy. This is Kilo Mike 6, Sierra Romeo Romeo, KM6SRR, number 432. Over.
Okay, we got you, Rob. Thanks for the ride the other night to the ham club. You took off before I got a chance to come out and say anything to you. You were gone. You must have been really anxious to get home for that chocolate chip cookie, huh?
I didn't have a chocolate chip cookie. I had chocolate chip ice cream. Yeah, I was falling asleep, so I was trying to get home before I totally fell asleep anyway. And I forgot to thank you for the dinner that night, too, there. Anyway, thanks, Mike, KM6SR.
Yeah, did you ever hear back from Dave, WA6LOL?
Nope, I didn't. I need to call him or text him. I think I'll do that right now.
Yeah, I haven't heard him check in here either, which is not a good sign. I wonder if he had a setback somehow.
Yeah, that's what I was wondering, because usually he keeps us informed, over.
Kilo Bravo 6, Romeo, Quebec uniform. Old Bozo 61.
Okay, we got you, Rob. Rick, good to hear you. KB6RQU. KB6 Radio Queen United down there in Lake Isabella. Big signal. Good to hear you, K6MYC. Over.
Yeah, it's good to hear you guys there, too. Yeah, it's still pretty warm here, 105 here. And somebody told me it's supposed to cool off a little bit next week. I'll be glad to see that.
Give me a little more chatter, would you?
Okay. I don't know what happened to my old radio here. I think it's losing a little bit of receive every time I turn it on here. But it's still kicking there pretty good. KB6RQU, DMO5, over.
Good evening, Rick. Old Bozo 61, KB6RQU, KM6SR here.
KM6SR, good evening, Rob. KB6RQU. Very good.
Yeah, I remember what I was going to say to Ben down there. We were talking about hot weather, and next week looks like almost for a couple of weeks, at least here in Fresno, we're supposed to be in the 90s, high 90s, and no hundreds. Over.
Oh, well, that's good news to my ears. Get my place to cool down there a little bit.
Roger. I assume it'll probably be the same down there, although sometimes Bakersfield's a degree or so hotter. Over.
Yeah, Bakersfield does there, but once you get up on the hill here, it cools down a little bit more.
Yeah, that's right. I forgot about that. You get that lake breeze, huh? Over.
Yeah, I do there. I'm on the tail end there, the east end of the lake there. The breeze blows up from the west there and the south right in there, and sometimes it is a lot cooler.
Roger on that. Anyway, good to hear you, and thanks for coming in and stopping by.
Hey, very good. 73.
73 is KB6RQU, KM6SRR. Okay, Mike.
Okay, we're trying to get to audio's balanced here. Frank brought over a nice set of speakers that have its own volume control, but we apparently still have a mystery with a splitter. If I plug it in one way with the splitter, it's very weak. If I plug it in the other hole of the splitter, it's louder. So there's still a mystery on this splitter thing. Anyway, we'll sort it out.
K6USY 1079 and Bozo 1100.
Okay, we got you. Good evening, Aaron, and it was sure nice to have a nice, pleasant dinner with you the other evening after the net. That was great. Over.
Yeah, that was actually kind of good that being a small group and it wasn't as noisy.
Yeah, that's true. It wasn't. It was much more contained. It's hard to have 8 or 10 people at the table. You can only talk to about 4 people, 3 or 4 people at a time. Anyway, good evening to you. And I've got a little power line noise or solar noise in here tonight, but it's not too bad so far. If I've got bad noise this direction over toward you guys and toward Bakersfield, it's going to be really bad when I go up toward the Bay Area, though. That's what I'm worried about.
Oh yeah, we will see what happens. So, alrighty. Well, I will be listening from afar. I am off to the kitchen to go do dishes. K6USY.
Good for you.
KJ6TYO1009.
Roger. Good evening, Ron. KJ6TYO, Tango Yankee Oscar 1009. Good signal. Good to hear you. Thanks for giving your Bozo number and your call sign all nicely there. Judy copied it all fine. And hopefully your weekend went well. Did you have the whole weekend off, or were you hauling chicken?
I had the whole weekend off, so pretty good. But I'd like to be like my mom and some of her sisters and family. I'd like to be over there at the coast. So they're all over the coast. Went to Pismo, and they'll be there for a week or two. They're going to be there for the Festa, the Portuguese celebration.
Okay, what's the celebration in name of?
Some people call it the Festa. This is the Portuguese celebration. They're going to have the soapfish and the parade and all that stuff. So, that'll be going on over there, and I wish I was over there.
Okay, I'm just trying to figure out what that word is. Pesca, of course, is fish. If it's a P at the beginning, P for Papa, pesca, that's fish, but I don't know what the F is in front over. Festa, something like that. So I know I see that on their ribbons. I don't speak the Portuguese, and I don't understand it either. So anyway, everybody throws their little accent or their own slang in it. So anyway, I just call it the Portuguese celebration. Okay. No hablas, no se hablas portuguesa.
There you go.
There you go. Okay, good signal. Good to hear you. Anybody else in here while I'm pointed south? We're missing AA6S and some others, but sometimes they're not in here on Sunday night. K6MYC Bozo Net, 2 meters looking south.
KK6ZKE 704.
There you go, KK6ZKE, number 704. How are you doing, Terry? Is it starting? I hope it's starting to cool down. I think we're going to have a little cool down this next week. What do you think?
Well, I'm ready for that, and it'd be better to do the yard with.
Yeah, I gutted it out and did the last of some nasty weeding today, but I did manage to wait until we had a little shade. So I was mostly in the shade. It wasn't too bad. I sweated a lot, and I had a wet towel around my neck, but I got a very nasty area of weeding done. So I did make some headway. I felt really bad from the day before. I went to bed, and I mentioned to Judy, I feel really useless today. I did not pull one single weed.
I don't pull weeds, I spray them, but I got a weed that's resistant to everything.
Well, that's why they I call them weeds. I got weeds that grow twice as fast, 4 times as fast as anything else in my garden. I could be growing grass in my yard, and next thing I know, I got a weed that's sticking up 10, 12 inches. It was mowed the week before, but the grass is up 2 inches and the weeds up 10.
Those are fun to kill.
Yeah. Anyway, good to hear you.
Hey, Mike, we're going to have to take away your weed pulling license, over.
Why is that?
So you've got to be on top of it every day. You can't miss a day. That's part of the oath for the weed license, over.
Well, I know. If you could forgive me on that one day. Normally I get out there and pull 5 or 6, even if I'm not. I looked at the weeds. Does that count?
Okay, I guess we'll have to go with that, over.
I noted I had weeds in several places that I had to get to. But, it's hard to get motivated when it's 107 out.
Yep, roger on that. And I forgot to say hello to Ron. I wonder if he's still in there, KJ6TYO.
Hey, good evening there. Sounding good tonight, Rob, and thanks for saying hello.
Okay, Ron. Yeah, I've had a mouthful of dinner, and Mike moved on to the next person. Anyway, KJ6TYO, KM6SR. Thanks for being there.
All right, 7-3.
Hey, Mike, you have to let Judy know about our early check-in for number 249, KD6BQ.
We're absolutely on the same page. I didn't turn the volume up because I was going to tell Judy we got another check-in that she didn't hear. KD6BQ, Kilo Delta 6 Bravo Queen, 249. That's Richard in Nevada. He checked in early. I heard him. You heard him too, didn't you?
T971.
Okay, there's another one. Say it again, Dave.
K6BBG 971.
Yeah, very good. Thank you. What's the temperature in your shack tonight?
It's 92 degrees out here right now, which I've got the fan blowing though. It was warm today.
Yeah, it was pretty warm. I thought it was starting to cool down. We ended up with a very overcast morning. You probably noticed that this morning if you were up before 9. It cleared up about 9 o'clock for me. I don't know how long it stayed overcast for you, over.
No, it was overcast until about 10 o'clock, maybe quarter to 11, something like that. But yeah, it wasn't terrible. Kept it a little bit cooler. So we had to run down and pick up a load of sand. We got a guy coming out and going to put in pavers for us, so hopefully take care of some of the mud mess when it starts to rain.
Yeah, very good.
Good evening, Dave. K6VBG, KM6SRR.
My goodness, good evening, Rob. How you doing?
Oh, I'm doing fine. Better than I deserve, I guess you could say. I'm hearing you good tonight. Normally I can barely hear you, over.
Oh, that's interesting. Yeah, I got the antenna turned just a little bit further down towards you right now. That's why. Yeah.
All right. That sounds good. I like it.
All righty. Well, you take it easy, Rob. 73, buddy.
Okay, Dave. Thanks for being in there and putting up with the heat there. K6VBG, KM6SR. Okay, Mike.
Yeah, I'm thinking that we're missing a very big regular in here. I wonder where Daryl is tonight. It isn't any hotter than it has been. KG6 Charlie Echo Fox, are you floating around there somewhere, Daryl? I heard somebody yell, Bozo, are you down south? This is Mike, K6MYC, Northern California Bozo Net, over. Oh, okay. I'm not pointed at you, Ken, but we'll get around that way. I might as well go that way now. I think we've probably got everybody. Let me get toward Tascadero. That should bring you up. Stand by.
Yeah, we didn't hear any LA tonight, Mike. Over.
Okay, let's try it now, Ken, see if I got you any better. N6K, I think it's Kilo Tango Hotel, 9 something. Give me your Bozo number again, Ken, K6MYC. I'm not copying him very well. He's in the noise for me. Did you get that?
Oh, yeah, it was pretty loud here, but I wasn't paying too much attention. He was so good, I thought you would have copied him. Let's see, what did he say? Can you repeat again, Ken? Over. Roger. Yeah, Mike, he just checking in, and he said last Wednesday he waited too long to get a hold of you there, so that's why he missed you last week. Over.
Okay, I don't think I missed him. I got him, but give me his Bozo 9 something, 957, I think, Rob.
967.
967. Okay, yeah, we just couldn't copy it. I just got him sort of close tuned in. I'm pointed right at you. I got you peaked, Ken, but the signals are down tonight for some reason. Maybe it's an inversion layer that's got between us here or something. Anyway, thanks so much for checking in. I think we got you last week.
Sunday, Mike. You got a lot of fuel. Got it right now.
Alrighty, 7-3. Thanks again, Ken. Nice to hear you up there. Very nice, consistent signal. I'm glad you're able to drive up there consistently. N6 KTH, 967 K6MYC, Bozo 47 in Delta Mike 0773 Ken.
Hey, Mike, he said he'll be on the contest this September, KM6SR relay.
Yeah, that's good. Thank you. I asked him to do that, but I couldn't copy him. Thank you, Ken. All right, and in Tascadero, I'm not that far from you. W6QUI, are you here, Ron?
Yeah, I'm here, Mike. Good evening. W6QUI, Bozo 1055.
Okay, very good.
Copy the B6KMC cable.
Okay, very good, Ron. Good to hear you. Nice signal. And I wonder if you had heard anything from Eric, see if he's going to be on here this evening. And I guess you had some pretty cool weather over there. Did you have an earthquake over there or something this last week, or was that weeks before? W6QUI, K6MYC.
The only earthquake I'm aware of was in Bakersfield. I didn't feel anything over here. And no, we're still having hot weather, but it's cooled down. We're at 75 right now. I think we were 95 peaked out today. We got an onshore breeze going on, so it's making a big difference here. I wonder if anybody saw the launch from Vandenberg at 7:02 this evening. It's a pretty neat launch. Over.
Well, I didn't see it because we didn't look, but it's so bright. I don't know if we would have seen it because we're so light. If it was at 9 o'clock, we probably would have seen it. Over.
Yeah, well, it's super clear here. We had no clouds or anything, just blue sky, and it was clear as a bell. I forget what was going up, but something they've been launching regular here lately. Yeah, I saw the whole thing in the separation and everything, so pretty impressive.
Boy, I'll say it's impressive to see the first stage separate. Yeah, that's really amazing.
Oh yeah, it was crystal clear here. Okay, well, nothing new here. We went up north yesterday and picked up some wings for an F-86 aircraft. We got to go back and get the fuselage next time. Didn't have enough room on the trailers for everything. So we're still busy grabbing airplanes for our museum. Over.
Yeah, what was the plane again?
F-86. F-86.
Oh, a jet to Fox 86. Okay, very good.
Where's the museum? Where is it?
Is your museum in where you are, or another city near you?
It's in It's at the Paso Robles Airport. Paso Robles Airport.
Okay, very good.
Hang on, Dane, we hear you.
Go ahead again, Ron. Rob?
Yeah, I was just telling Dane to hang in there at number 107. He checked in twice while you're talking to Ron. Over.
Boy, I'm not hearing Dane at all.
Oh, I'm copying Ron's calling.
Oh, okay. Maybe you were in there, but you and Ron sound exactly the same. And it might have been that I was hearing you and not realizing it was you, and I thought it was him. Put in, I'm telling Judy, put in WB6 Juliet November Papa. WB6JNP. And that's 107, Dane. Got you, Dane. And how are you doing up there tonight, over?
Doing fine. We'll be in a little later, so just keep in mind we're still up here, and I was copying the Atascadero station, and I think the museum that he's part of, I may be a member of that. It's, I think, Wings of History.
Is it, well, you named it, say it again, and maybe I will find out if he knows of it. Go, say the name again.
Wings of History.
Wings of History, is that the name of the museum, Ron?
Oh, the Estrella Warbird Museum. Estrella Warbird Museum, over.
Did you get that? Estrella, like star, Estrella Warbird Museum. Did you hear that, Dane?
Yeah, I copied that. I'll be back in a few minutes. I've got a few things going outside that need to have attention to.
Yeah, Roger, I forgot you were up at Shaver. You told me that, but that's why you're not your normal signal here. Thank you. Okay, back to you, Ron, and let's see if anybody else wants to say hello, and then we'll move on up to Atascadero, to Monterey. But you did not tell me if you heard anything from Eric tonight.
Yeah, I put out a call earlier to see if he was on up here, and he's not, so I guess I'll go check him in. I don't know if Bill's back in town or not. He's been out of town, so looks like I'm a Lone Ranger again.
Yeah, you are. Okay.
Hey, good evening, Ron. W6QUI, KM6SRR.
Oh, yeah, very good. Excuse me. Yeah, good evening, Rob. Good signal. A little flutter, but Q5, over.
Roger, yeah, there's a little bit of fading on you, but we got you, Q5. Thanks for being there, KM6SR. Go ahead, Mike.
Okay, well, good to hear you in. Good evening.
Okay, well, good evening to you, Ron. Do you have any idea what nights you'll be on through the rest of the week, over?
I should be on Tuesday, okay. Let's see, which Wednesday is coming up here? Okay, that's going to be the 2nd. Yeah, I should be here next Wednesday, but not the third Wednesday. The 1st and 3rd, I'm never here, over.
Yeah, QSL, yeah, we did not hear anybody from your area last week. So we'll look forward to you on Tuesday night. I won't hear you perhaps on 1296, but there's always a few that will. I haven't heard Frank in here tonight. I don't know where Frank is. He may be sick. He went home the other day very early, very quick. He said he had a stomach ache and runs, so he may be under the weather.
Kilo Golf 6, Charlie Echo Fox.
Okay, and Daryl, you got to give us your number when you do that. You did a beautiful job on your signal, but we need your Bozo number so Judy can write it all in there at the same time and get used to the cadence here. Over.
Roger. Yeah, I'm used to you knowing it. Judy, it's 982. Kilo Golf 6, Charlie Echo Fox, 982. Thank you.
Okay, she got it all okay. Thank you. And how are you doing up there? You're a little late checking in here.
Yeah, I've been messing around outside with the dogs. I'm still by myself here till Friday. She's going to come home Friday.
Oh, boy. So you're on a long leash, huh?
Yes, that would be, yeah. Where was that guy you guys were just talking to? Because I could hear him plain as day.
He's in a Atascadero. So that's quite a haul down at the other side of the valley, all the way to a parallel with San Luis Obispo or so. But he's just out of the valley, in the transition zone between the San Joaquin Valley and the coast. Over, Atascadero.
Okay, all right. Well, I just thought it was interesting that I could hear him as good as I could. You know, my little 3-element beam here.
Well, wait till you get the big one up there. You'll be talking to them. We want you to talk to these folks when you can get up to a point where you're probably running comparable power to them. You can always give them a call if they don't come back. It's no skin off anybody's nose. Over.
Roger. Yeah, that's. I'm looking forward to that, and that'll be coming along probably as we transition into fall and it gets a little cooler outside. That's what I'm looking at. But anyway, thank you for the check-in. On with the net.
Okay, thank you, Daryl. Good to hear you. KG6 Charlie Echo Fox, and we're sitting in front of your cooler here. And Judy's enjoying that cool air blowing across her. Comes across her shoulders, and in another 3 feet, it cools the 2-meter amplifier as well. So it's doing double duty. Over.
Oh, I'm glad that thing has found a home and that it's doing somebody some good, because not everybody even likes those things the way they're made.
No, it's perfect for this situation. We don't even have it in an optimum situation. I just back it up to an open door, so it's blowing hot air out and cold air in. But boy, it makes some cold air, and it doesn't cool the room down. But if you're standing in front of it in a very hot shack like we've got here that probably has 10,000 BTUs stored up from the day, it does cool. It probably cools the shack a little bit, but it really helps the person that is in front of it and also the equipment. Over.
Okay, well that's good. Yeah, and the fact that you have solar, so you don't have to pay PG&E to run it is a big plus.
Well, yes, it is. I don't know how much it draws, but it can't be too much.
I don't know. It's comparable to my little window air I've got in my bedroom, and it's about, that's the way things are. It's about an extra $50 a month.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, we love it.
Yeah.
Thank you. We love it.
Oh, I'm glad, Judy.
There you go. All right. Anybody else before we go from Atascadero on up to Monterey?
Good evening, Daryl. KG6CEF. This is Kilo Mike 6, Sierra Romeo. I'm just like you. I'm batching it for another 3 or 4 days. Over.
Oh boy, yeah. I've got to go and check my. I decided I splurged and bought me a little chuck of the eye chuck stick. I got to go check it.
Roger. Okay, thanks for being there. Go ahead, Mike.
All right, very good. Anybody else before we go to Monterey? All quiet on the western front here. Let's see. We're not going to hear from Ken. Ken's in Europe already.
Yep, roger on that. He texted me on his way up to the Bay Area to catch his plane the other day. Over.
Yep. What is this thing?
266.
Okay. Okay, we're pointing more or less at Monterey, So let's see if Scott is in there. How you doing, Scott? Hopefully you're coming along with your rehab. You must be coming to the end of that. I would assume that's not going to go on too much longer based on how you sound. WA6 London, India, Echo. WA6LIE, Monterey, K6MYC, over.
Very good evening, Shooter Mike. You're sounding great over here, K6MYC, WA6LIE. Well, every day it's getting better. I haven't gone to any physical therapy yet, unfortunately, but rehab has taken a while. For my sound, I hobble around, have a hard time with my right arm, certain things I can't do, blah, 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 enough of that. So, anyway, sounding great here tonight. How copy there? Over.
Okay, well, you're sounding pretty good. We listened in. We called a few times during the sprint that was on Saturday. We called a few times in the first hour, but I'd never heard a soul. We monitored in the background the whole time, but boy, that was a nothing sprint as far as I could see. I never heard a signal one, did you?
Yeah, I was one guy during the sprint, and he was local, 30 miles away. And I tried a couple others, but no go.
Yeah, bummer. So much for sprints and not doing what they're supposed to do. And get a lot of people on quickly and check your system. Oh, well. Anyway, good to hear you. We'll look for you tomorrow night, of course, on 6 meters. WA6LIE for your final, K6MYC.
Okay, very good, Michael. You have a great evening. You're sounding great, and we'll look for you tomorrow night, 7-3 from now, WA6LIE and 733.
7-3. And how about you, Tom? KW6 Sugar, K6MYC.
K6MYC, KW6S. Good evening, Mike.
Yeah, good evening. And you've fallen back into the old habit of not putting your Bozo number out. So sooner or later, Judy will remember these numbers, and it won't matter. But for the current time, when she hears the call and the number right together from your lips, it helps her remember. Over.
Very good. This is KW6S, and the number is 610.
She got it all okay. Thank you, Tom. And how are you doing? Let's see. I think we almost thought we missed you last week, but I think finally we got you. But we'll be looking for you to working you tomorrow night on 222. Of course, 222 was really slim. Last week we only had 5 check-ins, and I can't remember whether you were there or not, but I'm guessing that you didn't make it on Monday night. But you could refresh me on that one. I don't have the log sheet right here in front of me, but the whole night was only 5 check-ins. Really a dismal night. But of course, with the Olympics going on and all the turmoil in the world, it's no wonder. Everybody's all excited about voting for Kamala. Over.
Well, I believe I was. I'm troubleshooting a computer here, and I didn't have my log open, but I opened it now, and it looks like I possibly didn't check in last. I thought I had. Boy, I really thought I had. I don't see anything that tells me that I checked in. Yeah, went to the flea market today. Didn't run across Kevin there. And I guess it was worth my while. I got a little bit of Teflon wire and some coax adapters. But there was quite a bit of old ham gear. Not too much current stuff. And a lot of bits and pieces. And, of course, some big piles of cameras and computer networking stuff.
Yeah, okay. Well, there's another guy that was going to go down there, too, that I can't remember now who it was. Who in the hell was it? Oh, maybe it was, I think it might have been Stan.
Dave?
No, to the flea market? No, not I can't remember who it was. I think it was somebody else in the Bay Area. it was somebody that was only a block or two. Oh, it was KD6SOK. I said, Jesus, Fred, you got to go to the flea market. It's only a few blocks from you, over.
Yeah, you know, I met him there once before, and I don't know that I remember well enough what he looked like. He had a hat on and so forth, but I kind of looked around looking for somebody familiar, but I've been doing those flea markets for so many years that pretty much everybody seems familiar one way or another.
Yeah, okay. That's too bad you didn't hook up with Kevin from Gilroy there. That would have been a good hookup. In fact, he may not have made it. You know, I screwed up when I told him about it, and I told him to go to Foothill College, not West Valley, so hopefully he got that sorted out, but that would have been a fairly simple correction. It was less driving to West Valley than it was to Foothill, and he hopefully looked it up on the web to be sure where it was and all that, and that would have corrected him very quickly. So it's a shame you missed him. Anyway, thanks for checking in. Here, let's see if Lee's on frequency. Lee, how about you? Are you there tonight? Alpha Foxtrot 6 United, K6MYC. Oh, shame we're not hearing Lee.
Whiskey Baker 6, Golf Yankee, WB6GGY.
Okay, we hear you, Phil. WB6GGY. Give us your number, Phil.
Bozo 884, WB6GGY, Bozo 884. Go ahead, over.
Okay, very good, Phil. Good to hear you. We missed you this morning. We did check for you, but I thought maybe you had gone off to church, and I did not hear Bill. I did not hear Bill this morning, but we got on 20 meters for a few minutes before, right at 8 o'clock. And I worked a couple of ZS6s with very, very poor signals. It wasn't the band, it was that they were running very marginal systems. But obviously we had a pretty good band opening. They gave me 5 and 9 and 5 and 8. And I gave them 5 and 1 and 4 by 1 and 4 by 5 or something. But they were reasonable. But both of them running 100 watts, and one guy had a wire. One guy had a Yagi, but it was pointed north, so it was 90 degrees off of me. So they couldn't rotate. It was only up 20 feet. Anyway, we went back over to 40, and we caught up with Bob, and we had quite a chat until close to 9 o'clock before we got out of there. Anyway, we'll look for you guys again tomorrow morning. Hopefully we'll be up in time. Sometimes we make it, sometimes we don't. It's very overcast this morning. When I got up, it was just 7. But I kind of lounged around in bed and fiddled around, and we didn't. I think I got up about 10 to 8 finally. But it was really dark. If I had been sleeping hard, I would have slept right through it. Over.
I know exactly what you're saying. I know exactly what you mean. And yeah, we were at church. We were off to church, so that's where we're at. Okay, we'll let you get on with the net. Thank you for taking there. And Barbara just gave me a holler that dinner's ready. So we'll go see if she needs a hand. WB6GGY, Bozo 884. We'll talk to you in the morning.
Okay, we'll see you tomorrow morning. If we miss you in the morning, we'll catch you on 6 meters in the evening, Phil. Thanks for checking in here. You're a little bit light. I missed a couple of words, but we got most of it all okay. You always check in early at your little light here. Most nights it's light when I'm not pointed at you. WB6GGY, K6MYC, now going into the Bay Area and looking for check-ins in the Bay Area. Bay Area, Bozo Net, 2 meters, kilowatt 6 Mike, Yankee, Charlie, taking check-ins, over.
WA6AXX.
285. Okay, I hear quite a few of you there. We got WA6AXX, a good strong signal, and I heard you in there also, Jim. Hang on a second, JNN. Ed, would you say the call on your Bozo number one more time? Judy's got her own speaker now, all to herself, and I'm trying to get her used to hearing the calls and putting the numbers in, so I don't have to keep stopping and giving her the backup information here. Good to hear you. Nice strong signal tonight. WA6AXX K6MYC.
Very good. Hello, Judy, through Judy's speaker. This is WA6AXX number 773. And yeah, Mikey, like you just said, yeah, we're anxious to vote for Kamala. Very excited. And by the way, it's pronounced Kamala. The emphasis on the first syllable, kind of like the punctuation mark, comma, like a comma, and it's just add a la on the end, so it's Kamala, not Kamala. I know it's pronounced different ways by different people, but that's the way she pronounces it, so to be respectful, we can pronounce it the way she says it herself. Anyway, K6MYC, WA6AXX.
Okay. I don't know which is the correct way. I've heard it multiple ways, and I'm not even sure that she says it the same way every time. I got a friend on the East Coast that calls her something else, but I don't know if I should say that he calls her camel toe over.
Oh, I get it, yes, but as long as you don't call her late for dinner.
Yeah, that's right. Okay, fine and dandy on that one, and let's see. There's something else. I guess, maybe you can stick on frequency. There may be, Jim was very light underneath you tonight, so there may be some other stations that I'm not going to hear in here. So maybe you can help us out for a few minutes here. WA6AXX, Los Gatos. What was your temperature today? Is it starting to cool over there?
Oh, I didn't look it up. But yeah, this coming week it's going to be in the 70s, maybe up to 80, so it's very comfortable, very nice.
Yeah, we're going to be cooling down into the 90s, so yeah, we're looking forward to that. All right, let's see. Let me get Jim in here. I heard Jim underneath you there. WB6JNN K6MYC. Go ahead, Jim.
Yeah, okay. K6MYC, WB6JNN 285, Jim in San Jose. And yeah, it was a nice temperature today. Not too bad at all. I didn't get out to fly any planes, but I did play around with the cats and did some gardening stuff and so forth. I just sat on the patio with the patio posse. That's the two cats and me. And enjoyed a Sunday. So that's the story from here. Let's see, what else is there? Nothing. Yeah, WB6JNN.
Okay, very good. We did that patio sit thing also, but before I did that, I went out and pulled weeds for a while. I did a cleanup of the last of the weeds in the backyard that I was fighting. A really nasty area that, boy, it's the crabgrass has really gotten a hold in this one area. I spent probably a total of 3.5 hours in this one area, about 4 feet square. Just horrible. But we finally got it, and I even sifted the soil to get the roots out because I had to rip off the top parts, and then I would dig down into the soil and I would get the roots up, pieces, small pieces of very nasty stuff that you don't want to leave in the ground because it sprouts right away. So I dug that up, and then I sifted it or strained it through a strainer. So that helped, and I got the ground, I think, pretty clear. Hopefully it'll remain weed-free for at least 10 days. Ha-ha. So then I went to the front yard, did the same thing, and then I took all the weeds and stuff, 2 barrels of weeds and a bunch of sago palm fronds that I had pruned. Took all that down to the burning pile. So we made one big trip, actually two trips to the burning pile. But boy, oh boy, I was done at that point. I came back halfway through that. I sat on the patio, had a cold drink, and fell asleep. So did about what you did at about 100 degrees on the patio. But I was in the shade, and I was put a wet towel around my neck, and I felt pretty good, and I fell sound asleep on the patio. And then I went back and did the other half of the weed eating. So much for my story. That's it. I'm sticking to it. WB6JNN for your final K6MYC.
Yeah, okay, Mike. Very good. And yeah, well, I didn't have anything else in particular to do today, so I just relaxed. See you later. WB6JNN.
All righty. Well, see you tomorrow night. Look forward to working you on 222. We were very light last week. I don't know if you checked in or not, but I only had 5 total check-ins. Actually 6, counting myself. I had 6 people on 222 last Monday, so it was pretty dismal. Anyway, 7-3, and we'll see you on 222 and maybe 6 meters tomorrow, Jim. QRZ the Bay Area, more check-ins, please. K6MYC for the 2-meter Bozo Net.
807 AB6SR.
Okay, got quite a few of you. I'm going to list them off quickly for you, Judy. AB6 Sugar Radio, AB6SR 807. And who was the other one?
KB6BA.
Yeah, KB6BA. Good evening, Oliver. Haven't heard you for a week or so. Nice to have you back. He's 900. KB6 Bravo Alpha 900, Oliver. And was there another one? I guess not. Okay, so Stan, pick it up. And hopefully you had a little Merlot. We enjoyed a little wine for dinner tonight. It was a special occasion, I should mention. It was Myrna's birthday. She would have been 87 like me today. So this was Myrna's birthday. She passed away on March 23rd, 2016. But she's still with us almost clearly on a daily basis. We have a big set of wind chimes out in the backyard, and whenever the chimes go off, we know that Myrna's talking to us. AB6SR, K6MYC.
Yeah, K6MYC, AB6SR. Yeah, good evening to you and Judy there, Mike. And yeah, it's good to think about Myrna when the wind chimes and other times too. So yeah, I had a couple of glasses of Merlot at dinner time and fell asleep. So I woke up about 20 minutes ago, just in time to hear Scott down in Monterey there. Yeah, I tried 6 meters yesterday, just like you. That was a sprint. I don't know where the starting pistol was. It was a complete bust for me. So I didn't hear anything at all, so I gave up in disgust. What did I do today? Finished working on an old speaker here at loudspeaker from mid-1920s. Took some photographs of it for the forum in Switzerland I'm on.
Yeah.
Did a little bit of gardening, not much, and as Ed and Jim said, it was a very nice day here. I think it probably peaked at 82, 83, certainly no more. Didn't look at the thermometer. Other than that, I had a quiet day. I sort of watched a bit of the Olympics closing ceremony, not too much. Thought there might be a bit more of Paris since we used to live there. But it got a bit boring, so I switched that off. And then went on to Photoshop because it's our daughter's birthday tomorrow, so had to do some of that. Great fan of Photoshop. Anyway, back to K6MYC, AB6SR here in Los Gatos.
Okay, fine, Stan. Fine on everything. By the way, do you do the cones of the speaker when you refurbish things? Can you do the whole speaker, including the cone part?
I haven't tried that with moving coil ones. This was moving armature, as I called it. What do they call it? Balanced reed. So balanced armature type thing. It was long before moving coil. So haven't tried doing it on moving coil loudspeakers. No.
Yeah, well, that's got to be a real art. That's a tricky one, I would think. But I guess once you get that down pat, they must have machines that align the coil so that it didn't rub anything, because obviously it's over the top of a metal piece. It's a very close tolerance. Those things have to clear, but they also have to be very close, so there's not much loss in the coupling. Anyway, very good. Good stuff. And thank you very much for checking in. Like you, the 6-meter sprint was a sprout. It was a sprout that never came up. It was a total bust. I didn't even hear a tuner-upper on the band. And we listened a lot. I think I probably had, out of the 3 hours, I probably had at least an hour and a half of being right in front of the radio. And if there's been anybody in there, and I looked at JT, I had a little bit of tiny signals from JT, but nothing big. So I don't think we had a band opening. So that went a little ways to keeping us from having a lot of people on there. 7-3, good evening, Stan, and maybe we'll see you tomorrow night on 6 meters. AB6SR for your final, K6MYC.
Yeah, okay, Mike. Just like you, I sat around for just over an hour for the 6-meter sprint. Got too tired sitting in the chair. So, yeah, I'll be on 6 tomorrow evening. I hope so. So, have a look around the Bay Area until you head up towards Sacramento and Oakley and all those places. Good to hear you, and regards to Judy there. K6MYC, AB6SR clear.
Okay, very good. Well, I don't know. I have the 6-meter antenna, 9 elements. It's about 14 dBd. It's up 100 feet on top of a hill, and I run 1,500 watts into it. So I probably had 50,000 watts of EIRP. And I called CQ several times. And if the band's open anywhere, obviously I can be heard. But I didn't hear a soul. So I didn't just sit there and listen. I was a participant a little bit, but I just didn't see any point in endless CQs with no responses. 7-3, Stan, thank you. See you tomorrow night. Over to you, Oliver, KB6BA, K6MYC, and what have you been up to?
Well, did some work at the Bay Area repeater site yesterday. We had an old mast that we don't use anymore. It's a fiberglass one. And I was reminded to be mindful that older fiberglass masts tend to exude or expel the glass shards from the fiberglass over multiple years of ultraviolet degradation. And I wore gloves, but I still got a few glass splinters, but we got my work done. And I think some of the newer fiberglass masts hold up under weather and don't present hazardous fiberglass splinters. But sort of educational experience for me, but I got the work done. K6MYC, KB6BA, over.
Yeah, they use a gel coat now, and there may be other techniques, but the first thing that they did when they started having that outgassing effect, where the outer layer of the fiberglass resin would just dissipate in the sun and the weather, outgassing, and then you were left with, like you say, the fiberglass shards, which are nasty. Boy, they are nasty little bastards. They're real tiny, and of course they slip right into your skin like a hypodermic needle. So they're nasty, and then they stay there a while too. They'll be in your skin for a few weeks or a few days before you can break them up and they stop hurting. They are a pain. The other thing I do with it before I even work on that stuff is not sand it. Don't even sand it. Don't touch it. Just spray it with some cheap paint, and that kind of solidifies the spikes that stick out. Then you can either leave it alone and not touch it, or you can sand them off. But I wouldn't touch it. I just spray them, and that keeps it good for another few years. But the current ones, I think, they're covered with a gel coat. Same thing they put on fiberglass boats and stuff. Boats don't have a problem like that because they do a final coat of gel coat, and that stops that crap from happening. But I know they are a pain, boy. They're nasty. Yeah. Okay. Well, good. Thanks for checking in. Good to hear you. And let's see if there's anybody else in the Bay Area before we move on. K6MY Bozo Net, 2-meter Bozo Net, taking check-ins. Over.
Kilo 6, Whiskey, India Sugar.
Oh, big signal. Nice backscatter signal tonight, Paul, and welcome back. Hopefully you didn't get screwed up with any of the fires that were up in the areas where you were. K6 Whiskey, India Sugar. If you could say your Bozo number, Judy's copying you well, and she'll write it down. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks, Mike. K6NYC in the group. This is K6WIS, Bozo number 637. And yes, it was a productive week in the field there. We visited 4 different stations and had successful results at all 4 of them. One was a station installation, one we installed a new seismometer and a new radio link, and another one was also a new radio link, and the final one on Friday was a Hughes satellite problem. We actually found the power to the satellite modem was gone, and so we repaired that, but still no signal. Anyway, that's all technical stuff. So nice to hear you again, Mike, and I'm glad I could get you on the bounce pad. So you're about a 5x6. How many? Over. K6WIS, over.
Yeah, good signal, solid copy. Fine on the only thing you didn't mention, I don't think, or I missed it. Maybe I was talking to Judy for just 1 second there, but did I miss it? Did you have any problem with fires or smoke up there?
Sorry, I just heard WB6ISO come over you. Could you repeat, please, Mike, over?
Yeah, I said, did you have any trouble with fires or smoke up there? Over?
No, we bypassed the park fire that was between Chico and up north. We were actually further north than that and west, so yeah, we were avoiding that smoky area. We were centered on the town of Bernie. Well, the first one was Tule Lake, right up on the Oregon border. Then we came down to Bernie, the Shasta County area, so we didn't have smoke problems, and it was nice weather. Nothing too hot above like 95 or so.
Oh, wonderful. I can't complain about that, particularly in the field where you don't have a lot of cooling. You're not in an air-conditioned office, are you? Okay, fine on everything, and okay, and I'll pick up Dennis here. Dennis, we'll get you in a second. I'll write you in, but I'd like to hear from you, and hopefully we'll hear you on 432 this coming week. We did not hear you this last week, although Bill said you were all functional and everything was working fine, but we didn't hear you on Thursday night. All right, 7-3, Paul. Maybe we'll catch you on the direct path in a few minutes here. Let's see. Anybody else in here for the Bozo Net in the Bay Area? K6MYC.
Now Bozo 410 on the bounce.
Okay, Bozo 410 on the bounce. That's KW6T 410. I'm filling it in for Judy because you were a little light on the bounce path there, Russ. Great to hear you. Haven't heard you for a couple of weeks. That's Russ. KW6T 410 up there in, what the hell, where are you?
It's Latrobe.
Latrobe. Yeah, Latrobe. Do you know where Latrobe is, Judy? Okay, she's not sure. She's been living in the San Andreas area for quite some time. She knows a lot of those places up there, and I don't think you're too far from there, but she didn't know where Latrobe was. Anyway, good to hear you, and hang in there, and we'll pick you up perhaps on the direct path as well. Was there anybody else in the Bay Area before I slide up? K6MY. Nothing heard. Okay, let me go to N6RO.
Yes.
Go ahead. Tell Judy who you are.
K6MYC, N6RO, Bozo 835. And it's Cannon Oakley, high temperature 87. Dinner was barramundi and shrimp. And Brussels sprouts. And all I've been doing the last 2 weeks is watching the Olympics. Wasn't too hot. 87, I think I said, and it's 95 in the shack. I haven't been running any conditioning here. The good news is that my crew is coming out tomorrow, and hopefully we'll get all the cabling done to all the antennas. My priority, if we have to rank the bands, would be 432. But it'd be nice to have all 4 antennas connected. There's just a lot of different size connectors. We have 6 different kinds of coax going out, so it's a little tricky. And then for now, don't want to hold you up. Got to get Dennis in here, N6RO.
Okay, well, thanks, Ken. Okay, on being a couch potato, I've been watching the Olympics. I haven't seen anything. I don't think I watched 1 minute of the Olympics. Never even think about it. I've lost interest Whenever they start screwing around with politics and sports, that's the end of me. I'm done. Same thing happened with football. I got no room for that. Not the right place. Anyway, good. And okay on being ready to go on, hopefully being ready to go. Yeah, don't let 222 fall too far down the list. We need you tomorrow night. We only had 5 check-ins, not counting myself. We had 6 counting me last week on Monday, so we need you desperately on 222, Canover.
Yeah, well, as I say, if we get all 4 antennas connected, that's all I really want to do. And my priority is, it's difficult to say which I'd rather have, but my most effective band is 432, just because of the long boom. Anyway, we'll see if everything is done. We'll check in on 222, and I have 6 meters, of course, all the time, and 6RO.
Yeah, maybe you can just patch cable it in if you can do it no other way quickly. If they can't get it all with the right connectors, maybe you can jump or something so you can get use the 432 line over on 222 or something just temporarily for tomorrow night, because then you've got all the way till Thursday to get 432 back like it should be. Just a thought. I'm pushing. You know me. I'm a pusher. Take care, Ken. Always great to hear from you. We celebrated Myrna's 87th birthday today. She passed away March 23rd in 2016. It didn't seem like 8.5 years ago, but boy, we had a nice glass of wine, and my son and Judy, my son loved my wife a lot. His mother, it was his favorite mother. Ha. And Judy knew Myrna before we were even married together. We all knew each other. So it was a nice dinner toast to Myrna and her 87th birthday. So that's, huh?
Good memories.
Yeah, good memories. Yes, that's for sure. Judy's kids and our kids grew up together. So we've known each other for many, many years, 60, 70 years here. Case N6RO for your final, K6MYC.
Yeah, okay. Well, cheers to Myrna. And I do a bottle of champagne on the anniversary of my wife's passing, which is March 19th, 4 years ago. And that's the way to think positive. Instead of, the morning is done, it's the good memories that count. N6RO.
Yeah. Well, this was Myrna's birthday. She was a Leo. She was born on August 11, 1937. So she was a Leo. We should probably do the anniversary or something, but I think about the anniversary, which was June 13, June 14. I get the anniversary and the birth of Matt, my second son, mixed up because they were one day apart. So we just celebrate them both at the same time. But the birthday is more memorable for me. 7-3 Ken, we'll talk to you tomorrow night, hopefully, on 2 bands. N6RO, K6MYC off to Sacramento.
Yeah, if the creeks don't rise, I'll be on both bands tomorrow, N6RO.
There you go. WB6ISO, let me get up your way, Dennis, but if you would do it now, I've got Judy in the shack doing my logging, and she's got her own speaker tonight, thanks to Frank, W6BBS, and so she can hear you. So if you'll give your call sign and your Bozo number, you do it anyway, but you were kind of quick on the last one, and then we'll carry on from there, and I hopefully can hear you this week on 432. WB6ISO, Dennis, K6MYC.
Very, very good evening to you there, Mike, and to you, I believe. And this is WB6ISO with Steve Baker, for 6 India Sugar Ocean. And this is Dennis, of course, QTH, Real Bozo number 86. I do have some check-ins that I'd like to relay when you're ready.
Okay, we're ready for your check-ins. It would probably be N1PPP and KA6OSX, correct?
That's absolutely correct. Yeah, 160 and 336 would like to be checked in. And I have one other one there for you. It's Kilowatt Delta 6 Uniform Bravo X-Ray KD6 UVX. That's Sean in Lodi. His number is 233. Over.
QSL 233. Let me see if Judy got his call sign. Did you get UVX's full call? She needs his Bozo again. 233, I guess.
Yeah, correct. 233.
Okay, we got it. Okay, thank you. And we got N1PPP. That's 336. I'm giving her the full boat here. N1PPP 336 and KA6OSX. Kilo Alpha 6 Ocean Sugar X-Ray. He's the 160. That's Kent. PPP is Dave. So there we go. Very good, Dennis. And how you doing on 432? I guess you, Bill told me that you were working okay, but we didn't hear you Thursday. Over.
Yeah, I got messed up doing a bunch of things. Got in late, and by the time I got here, I think it was over with. But now that the new system put up, and so far I've been running some tests on it. It's looking very, very promising. I tried to get hold of Paul, but I couldn't get him. I'm going to try to run some tests on it. But I'll look forward to this coming Thursday. Yeah, I think whenever we have the 432 net, I'll try to get on there and well, hopefully it works. Now, also, there is N6BX. Now, he was trying to, said he's going to check in. He's in Sassoon. And unfortunately, I don't have his Bozo number handy-dandy, but I talked to him earlier, and he was going to try to check in. That's N6BX over in Sassoon, over by Fairfield, over that area.
Oh, okay. Is that an N6 Bravo X-ray? We'll look him up. Judy has the Bozo list right here. So we'll look him up and we'll check him in. Thanks for that.
What's his name?
Do you have a name for him, Dennis?
Yes, I certainly do there, Judy. His name is Larry. Larry is his name, over.
Larry or Sean?
Larry. Lima Alpha Romeo uniform.
Roger. I guess the other UBX was Sean. Okay, I got it.
Yeah, that's absolutely correct. Yeah, that's Sean UBX over there in that new guy.
Yeah, okay. I can hear him. I don't know why he didn't check in directly. Okay, well, I'll tell you why you didn't get a hold of Paul last week for checks on 432, because Paul was out of town on a field assignment. He was up above Shasta doing repair to satellite stations, remote satellite stations and stuff like that they have up in the hills there for Berkeley. So he was away all week last week, so he would not have been home. Too bad you didn't pick up on that. But he's home now, and he's there now, so you can certainly test with him this week if you want to, but I don't think you need to. You're going to be in good shape down this way. Anyway, 7-3, thanks for the three or four check-ins. Very nice to have you back, Dennis. WB6ISO 86 K6MYC.
Okay, Mike, thank you much. And incidentally, your signal up here is fantastic, like normal. 2030 over S9. And the last question I was going to ask you, when was the last time that you talked to our gang over there in the Nevada area? And if you do talk to him over there, Mr. Rich, KD6BQ and so on and so forth, would you let him know that I am back up and going, and maybe we'll be able to establish contact with him here in the near future.
Yeah, well, he'll be in there tonight. He's already checked in, so he's on frequency here probably listening and watching the live stream right now, Dennis. So if you want to make a special call to him right now and take him off frequency, he could probably go off frequency with you for 4 or 5 minutes before I get to him on the direct path to Nevada. Go ahead, Dennis.
Yeah, I do appreciate that. But just let him know I will try to get him this next Sunday night, I guess it is, or whatever, for Wednesday night. I will try to get a hook up with him at that time. Thank you, Mike. I won't take any more time. There's other people that are waiting to get checked in. I really do appreciate it. A very pleasant good evening to you. I hope The weather is going to start cooling off a little bit down there. I think it's supposed to here. And a very pleasant good evening to Judy as well. Over.
Okay, thank you. All right, anybody else now? Let's see. I'm pointed towards Sacramento, so we're looking for KJ6KFB and KO6KD and KR6MR and anybody else up that way. Who's on there? KJ6KFB, Darren?
756.
Well, give us the whole routine so Judy can hear it.
N6BXWB6ISO 215 if you're listening.
Kilo Juliet 6, Kilo Foxtrot Bravo 756. Sacramento.
No, it's 756. This is Darren, KJ6.
I don't want the call. I just want the Bozo number.
756.
Dennis was in there talking about going to another channel down 15. Anyway, the Larry's N6BX is 782. 782. Over.
Thank you, Rob. And the 215 you heard, Judy, was a frequency call out. He was taking N6BX over on a frequency of 144.215, so it's not a Bozo number. She's number prone here. Number sensitive, I guess, is a better way to put it.
She's just doing her job very well there. Over.
Yeah. Okay. Now that the frequency's clear, let me see. Darren, I'm not sure quite where I'm pointed. I probably should come up a little bit more toward you. What number is that?
836.
Too far. Okay, this should be pretty close, Darren. Let's see if this is better. KJ6KFB, K6MYC. Go ahead.
Yeah, there you came up. Now we can hear you well.
Yeah, okay. Well, say your call and your Bozo number all together one more time so Judy can hear you. It was all broken up last time. Over.
USM, Kilo Juliet 6, Kilo Foxtrot Bravo 756, Sacramento.
There you go. And how are you doing up there? Starting to cool down?
Just a little bit. The overcast kind of keeps it a little warmer in the evening than I would have liked, but we're surviving. Hopefully it continues to cool off, but something tells me we're going to hit a nice little peak here in the latter part of August.
Well, that's possible. This next week, though, should be cooler. We're going to be in the 90s here, which will be a real change for us. So there you go. Thank you, Darren. Good to hear you. We'll look for you tomorrow night, of course, on 222 and on 6 meters. So hopefully we'll catch you then. Let me see if Bill is in here. I didn't hear Bill this morning, and I did not hear him yesterday either. So I don't know if he's okay or not. Have you... well, I'll ask you, if he doesn't check in on his own, I'll ask you if you've heard from him. KO6D, KO6KD, Bill, K6MYC. Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm late as usual, but anyway, I am here. And good evening to you, Mike and Judy and the rest of the net. KO6KD, number 776. Over.
Perfect, Bill. Perfect. You did it right, actually. I like to have a little chatter before you give your call and your name. That gets everybody's ears adjusted to your wonderful bassy audio. Over.
Well, I do. I try to follow the rules anytime I can remember them. A lot of times I get a little over anxious and try to squeeze in between other people, and I wind up just creating a bigger mess. But anyway, yes, I came in late today. It was a little bit after 9 o'clock, and I heard you and Bob signing off. And I thought, well, look, if you guys are going, I'm not going to stop you. He sounded like he had children up there that he was taking care of and wanted to get going. So I was curious to see how the long path on 20 worked out. I was up early and then I dozed off in the chair, and by the time I woke up, you guys were signing off. But I heard Jim, W6LG, talking to ZL1 long path. I forget what his name was. And he had kind of a high-pitched voice. And anyway, they chatted a bit, and then he cleared off, and then the ZL1 went back to working other stations. So apparently the east-west trans-equatorial path is good, even though we're getting lots of problems going up over the poles. So anyway, I was curious how that worked out for you this morning. K6MYC from KO6KD.
Well, it was truly quite amazing because I haven't been on for a long time. In fact, one of the guys noted the fact that I hadn't been there for quite a while. I worked 2 ZS6 stations in Pretoria, Johannesburg area. They were about 25 miles apart. One guy was running 100 watts to a Yagi. He couldn't tell me. His protocol was very poor, so he was just taking and saying as a few words as he could. And when you're weak like that, it doesn't help at all because you hardly get tuned to the guy, and he stopped talking. But some kind of a Yagi at 7 meters, so just about 21, 22 feet above ground, not a very good system. And then he was pointed north, and he was running 100 watts. Well, you put all those together, and I heard him pretty well. I've got pretty much 100% copy on him, and he was swinging between S1 and S3. So I guess the conditions were good. Then another guy broke in, and he was running a wire at 120 watts, and he was stronger than the guy with the Yagi by a little bit. But both of them very, very, very marginal systems, as you can imagine. So overall, I guess, Bill, if we'd had our normal big guns in there, it would have been rock solid. Over.
Oh, sure. I'm sure about it. Well, that says one of two things. That says one of two things about the fellow with the Yagi. Either the band was in phenomenally good shape, which is possible, doubtful though, or it says very, very little about the directivity of his Yagi. But then again, you know, when you get them close to the ground, they lose a lot of their directivity. So I've actually been very lucky with my setup here because I'm not much higher than that. I'm only 10 meters up, so I've been lucky, very lucky, and knock on wood, and I'm very grateful with what I've been able to do over the course of several years. All right. Well, anyway, again, apologies for not being around. I was there early, and then, as it turned out, I wound up dozing off once the sun came up and it started. Well, anyway, so much for that. I'll try to make it tomorrow if you guys will be around. With that, I'll say 7-3, get out of the way so you can move on. And thank you for running the net, and we'll see you hopefully in the morning. K6MYC in the group with the Bozos, KO6KD.
Yeah, Roger, Bill. KO6KD 776, fine and dandy. All comments noted. I think Judy copied everything 100%. 100%. Looks like we just started that was the air conditioner starting. But the system did not go down, so we're in good shape here. A really big light flicker. Running marginal with the air conditioning while Matt's home here, and on one inverter. Anyway, yeah, the conditions were good. I think on the long path, and we're sorry we missed you on when we went back to 40. We were on 40 for a little while, and then missed you there as well. We'll look for you tomorrow. Lucky I was up this morning. We woke up real early, and I thought, boy, is it early? Well, it was 7. So I kind of went back to bed, and we dozed a little bit, and finally got up and took a shower and got in the shack about 8 o'clock. But but it was really dark. It was overcast, so it was very, very dark in the shack. And I didn't even know what time it was until I looked at the clock. I thought it was about 6, and it was 7 on the nose, so there you are. All right, see you tomorrow, and we'll look for you on 222 and 6 meters as well at the end of the day. KO6KD, K6MYC, listening for KR6MR.
Good evening, Mike and the group, KR6MR, Bozo 759. You don't have to listen any longer. Here I am.
I'm sorry, I missed your comment.
Oh, I just said you don't have to listen anymore. I am here.
Yes, okay. And I didn't even move the antenna. And Judy was able to copy you and got everything written down just fine, John. Thank you. KR6MR, Meadow Vista, K6MYC. How are you doing? And hopefully we'll see you tomorrow night on 6, and then Tuesday on 1296. Over.
Yeah, I hope to be doing both. Sorry I missed you Thursday night. I kind of drifted off into the wallpaper on the wall, so I missed Thursday night's net, but I guess that's, I didn't lose any money over it. Over.
Yeah, I wouldn't lose any sleep or any money over it. It's no biggie. But thank you very much for checking in here. I'm going to take a quick standby here and see if we hear the Redding boys in here. Propagation is not too bad, so we might have pretty good signals from Redding. There may be some other folks in here. I haven't heard George and I haven't heard Dan in here, but we did get Russ, KW6T, and Latrobe on here earlier. We also had WB6 GGY. We might even get WA6HNA before we're done, before we get to Nevada, so I better get moving here. 7-3 for now. We'll see you tomorrow, John, K6MYC.
AJ6QS.
AJ6 Queen Lima. AJ6 Queen Lima. George, give me a call sign and a Bozo number again.
Yeah, Alpha Juliet 6 Quebec Lima, Bozo number 1031, 1031, over.
Yeah, good. Judy got it all okay. Thank you for that, George. And how are you doing up there?
Oh, fine. I'm fine. I just had a dinner guest, so I couldn't come earlier, but I guess I was just in time, but I don't want to hold you up because you still have to do Nevada, right? Over?
Yeah, I got to do Redding and Nevada. Yes, I do. And then we got to get out of here because it's very warm in the shack. Luckily, there's an small air conditioning unit in here blowing on Judy and blowing on the amplifier. And I'm sitting here suffering, but I'm used to it. I worked all day with hands and knees pulling weeds at 100, so I guess I can handle it. 73, thank you very much for being there, George, as always, and so courteous to let me go quickly tonight. Good night, all. Good night, George. Go ahead.
Okay, good night, Mike, and all the best to Judy, AJ6QS.
Okay. Judy says hi.
I was in there, Mike.
WA6HNA 1013, the flip of George's.
Okay, there you are. Did you get that, Judy? 1013? That's Greg. And she can look you up, but you can give us your call again one more time, Greg, over.
Okay, Mike, yeah, it's Whiskey Alpha 6, Hotel November Alpha, Bozo 1013. So, yeah, not to be confused with George's 1031.
Yeah, that's what's the problem with you guys. I do get you tangled up, over.
Yeah, I usually don't tailgate behind George just because of that, but I couldn't help myself tonight. I thought, I'm going to go ahead and go for it.
Okay. Very good. You're sounding good. And as always, we appreciate all the help you've been giving Phil there.
You bet. Yeah, Phil's looking for some parts for his 450 rig. He lost either the control head or the radio part. I think it's the control head, so he's trying to dig around his garage for that. If so, we've got an antenna ready to go up on his tower, and we'll do that as soon as he can find the pieces he needs.
Okay, what radio is it?
Oh goodness, I think it's a Yaesu, but I'm not sure which one it is. But it's a small mobile that he used to have that happened to have sideband as well in it.
Fox Tango 100.
I think that's it. Yeah, that sounds familiar. I'm pretty sure that's what you're talking about.
Yeah, well, they show up, and you might find one that's a parts piece. You might just have him put a blurb on QTH.com looking for a parts unit FT100. They're getting pretty old, so there's liable to be some front panels kicking around. Over.
Okay, well, maybe I'll do that. That sounds like a good idea. And I've got a little amplifier a friend of his sent up for him, so we can boost it up a little bit as well.
Yeah, I have 5 of the FT100s. I love it.
Yeah, I think that'll work for Phil pretty well. We'll just leave it on 440 or 443, 432. Sorry, the right frequency. And that way he'll be all set for the Bozo Net each night. And hey, thanks again to you and Frank and to Rob for giving me some coaching on the solar panel stuff. I'm slowly working my way towards it. I've already agreed with a roofer to put the roof on, a new roof, which my old one's like 30 years old, so it had to go. And I've also had a tree guy come over to remove one of the trees that'll be in the way of everything, including should make our communications between you and me better, because the tree is right between you and me, and my antenna is only about 5 feet away from it. So maybe we'll get my signal up a little bit as a result. To you.
Yeah, sounds like you got a twofer.
Yeah, I think so. So, yep, and we're going to get an EG4 hybrid inverter here, and that should be awesome. We'll work with that. Probably about 9 kilowatts of panels up on the roof, and away we go. And about 28 kilowatt hours of batteries. That's the game plan.
Yeah, well, you may end up with more than that and on the long term, but that's a start. Get 50-volt batteries, of course.
Exactly. That's the EG4 batteries are the 50-volt ones that match the inverter, so we'll do that for sure.
Yeah, 50-volt, 100 amperes. They're nice. I got 12 of them.
Yeah, these are actually a newer one. It's a wall mount versus the rack mount, which will fit in my garage a little bit better, so we don't mess up the car. And they're using 280 amp cells. So you put one of those packs together, and you've got 14 kilowatt hours. So I'm going to buy 2 of them.
Yeah, I've got one of those. Also, I've got the wall mount battery pack. It is slightly less than 3 of the 50-volt 100 amp ones, just slightly less in terms of kilowatts, but you'll probably never notice the difference. And of course, you can add more. Most of those controllers or inverters have capability to add more solar panels and more battery. All right, very good, Greg. Let me get on with it here and catch Redding and then get the heck out of here, because I'm getting warm and tired. Warm and cozy. Good night for now. WA6HNA, K6MYC.
All right, 73, Mike. Good talking to you. K6MYC, WA6HNA, Groveland.
711.
Okay, that's Liberty. I hear you, John, 711. And I also hear 657. Roger, Larry. We got you. We'll be there in about 2 minutes. Larry. We got you. We have you, Larry. 657. Roger. And we also have you, John. Stand by. Let me get Redding in here. Redding, if you can hear me up there, Rich, KD6, which one? Okay, Redding, KD6 Sugar Whiskey, K6SW, K6MYC. KD6 Sugar Whiskey, did we get too late for you? Boy, it's late. 9:45. KD6 Sugar Whiskey, 9:45. K6MYC. I don't hear Sugar Whiskey. KO6HS. How about you, Jerry? KO6 Hotel Sugar, K6MYC. Okay, let's try Reading one more time. KD6 Sugar Whiskey, KD6SW, K6MYC. Are you there, Rich? Nothing from Rich. KO6HS, KO6 Hotel Sugar, K6MYC. How about you, Jerry? Over. Okay, guys, I'm going to Nevada, but we've got you, John, K6 Mexico, Italy. You hear me okay, John?
Yeah, thank you very much.
Roger, I'd pick you up, but we're running late here.
In and out.
Roger, in and out. Okay, I'm going to Nevada. Here we go. Okay, Nevada. N7 Whiskey Tango, N7WT. We heard you, Larry. N7 Whiskey Tango, K6MYC. We got you. Go ahead.
Yeah, Roger. K6MYC, N7WT. You're 5 and 9 in Gardnerville, Nevada, from number 657, N7WT. Over.
Okay, very good. Nice to hear you. You surprised me coming in on CW. We've been missing you quite a bit lately. We did get involved in the sprint on 6 meters on Saturday, but we did not hear a soul for 2.5 hours. I was able to listen pretty intently for at least 2 hours, and there was nothing. We never heard a single signal. How about you?
So I wasn't even on. I'm just kind of watching the WWV, and you notice we put about 330 on the WWV, 336 as a matter of fact. Unfortunately, it's the wrong time of the year, and it's absolutely that last 4 days of that WWV, the 300s, has just practically killed the sporadic key. Over.
Yeah, I'm sure it is killing the sporadic key. Okay. Well, take one for the other. I'd rather have the 300, but it doesn't give us anything at this time of year, unfortunately. Anyway, great to hear you. Let me get Richard in here quickly, and then Daniel. And then we're going to get out of here. It's blazing in the shack here as I've been making multiple kilowatts for quite some time here. Did it quit on us?
Okay, we'll say 73. And they say just can't hardly wait for the winter. These numbers in the winter would be great. N7WT 73.
Hang on, I'll be right back. I got to reset a switch here. We blew a breaker. Be right back. I'm back. Sorry about that, guys. We blew a breaker on our air conditioning unit here, and it was bad enough in here with the air on, and now it's coming up again. Is it cooling yet? Not yet. Huh? Why isn't it cooling? What does it say here on the readout? Okay. How about you, Richard, if you're still there? KD6BQ, KD6BQ, K6MYC.
Yeah, K6MYC, KD6BQ, number 249. Good evening.
Yeah, good evening. We got you. All okay there, 249. It looks like our air conditioner is taking a dump on us here. It's making air, but not making cold air, which is not helping much. Good thing we're near the end of the net.
Yeah, it sounds like you guys have been working the air conditioners pretty hard down there.
Here it comes now. It's starting to cool. It just took a while. Okay. All righty. Well, anyway, good to hear you. We got you, of course, right at the beginning of the net. We heard you. I don't know if you heard me respond to you, but we did check you in at the beginning of the net, Richard. Over.
Yep, I did hear you. I responded with Rogers, but I was covered up. I went back and listened on the live stream.
Yep, you were covered up on your dits and Rogers. Okay, I figured you heard me though. All righty, very good. Good to hear you. Let me move on. See if Daniel's in here quickly. Daniel, KE7UQL, K6MYC in the Bozo Net. Over.
Roger, K6MYC, here is 272, KE7UQL, over.
Okay, we hear you. 272, we got you. And a little light this evening. You're lighter than normal, but maybe it'll come up. Might be caught you right in the fade there. Back to you, Daniel. KE7UQL, K6MYC, and of course we'll look for you tomorrow on 222.
No, I was going to call him on the telephone at M Squared. Does he work at M Squared?
Did you say you want to call M Squared? I can give you the phone number. Is that what you want?
Well, I have the number. Does Rob work there?
Does who work there?
Rob.
No, Rob does not work there, but Rob could probably give you his number if you're trying to reach Rob. Over.
Well, I'd like to coordinate with Rob so that Mark's on the air. Over.
Boy, I'm having trouble right at the moment. You're down in the noise. I've got noise here. Let me see if I can get my blanker working. Stand by a second. Give me some more chatter.
Okay, this is KE7UQL, and if you'd like, we could talk on 222 tomorrow. That might be a little better path for us. KE7UQL.
Yeah, what do you want to call Rob? Do you want Rob to call you? You want to give me your number?
No, I don't give out the number. Over.
Okay, do you want Rob to call you?
I don't give out my number. Over.
I understand that. Do you want Rob's number? Do you want Rob's number?
I will take it. Over.
Okay, Rob, do you want to give him your number? Yeah, I think he can probably copy you a little bit. Are you hearing him at all?
Yeah, I'm hearing him. Once in a while he drops down there, but yeah, do you hear me here? Okay, Daniel, KM6SRR.
KM6SRR, KE7UQL. Go ahead. We'll have you on the live stream too.
Go ahead. He said he's got the live stream also. Go ahead, Rob.
Okay. Yeah, I'll give you my cell, 559-281-4730.
Roger, roger. Thank you.
Okay, and you want to tell Rob what it's regarding?
Parks on the air. I will do it.
Oh, Parks on the Air. Okay, so he's going to do the Parks on the Air thing for your buddy, Rob. Over.
All right, that'd be great, Daniel. Great. I know Park's not close by, so I really appreciate it there. Over.
Okay, Roger. I'll be giving you a phone call shortly. Over.
Alrighty, you know the rules. You got to work 10 people when you're up there. You got to work at least 10, so maybe you can get me on to work you as well up there. You got to tell me that when you're going to be there, and then I'll give you a contact also. Over.
Okay, we'll set this all up with Rob. Over.
Yeah, Roger. No problem. Thank you, Daniel, and good to hear you. We'll look for you tomorrow night. We're going to get out of the shack. It's very, very hot in here, and we blew a circuit breaker on the air conditioner, but it's back running again. We lost a little cooling. However, we were sitting here wondering why it got hot all of a sudden. 7-3 Daniel. 7-3 Larry, 73 Richard. We'll see you guys tomorrow night on 6 meters or 222 or both. Over.
KE7 UQL 73.
73 Daniel. Did. Okay. I think we're done here. We could go to Porterville quickly, Rob.
Okay, I'm going down that way. KE6BK, Eddie, on tonight for the 2-meter Bozo Net. KE6BK, this is KM6SRR with K6MYC. Standing by. KE6BK, you're on tonight for the 2-meter Bozo Net.
I'll give them one call. Now I got the antenna down there. Kilo Echo 6 Bravo Kilo. I know you're hearing Rob, so you must not be there. Anybody else down south as well? K6MYC at the end of the 2-meter Bozo Net from Northern California. KE6BK or anybody else. K6MYC in the group standing by. All quiet on Western Front. Almost 10 o'clock here, Rob.
Yeah, I've got 914. Sometimes you get Mike in there, N6BYH. He always checks in at the last moment. You out there, Mike? Over.
Well, I know who's here in spirit, but I don't know whether we should check WA60YB.
Roger, I'll let it be your call.
Well, let's let it go until he gets well into Europe. That'll be more important.
Okay, I'll let you go there. Judy and Mike, K6MYC, KM6SR, 73.
73, and thank you for the ride Friday night.
No problem, Judy. I'm happy to do it. And tell Mike, thank you for the eats. I really appreciate that. Over.
No problem, Rob. We really had a good time. It was nice just to have the four of us here so we could all hear everybody, could hear everybody, and it was a nice, easy conversation, pretty easy night. So we Judy enjoyed the heck out of it, so did I. Over.
All right, that sounds great. Good.
Alrighty, we're out of here. And thanks all for helping. I think Aaron's probably got the kids in bed, but he's done doing the dishes, aren't you, Aaron?
Yes, sir. Yeah, I've been sitting here seeing what HF is doing and listening to you guys chat.
Okay. Well, maybe when this guy in Nevada, when Daniel gets on, you can also work him at maybe a 40. What band does your buddy want him on, Rob?
Well, I think he was talking about 20 because it's better during the day. Over.
Well, that's pretty close. I don't know if he can make it on 20, but if he can do 40, Aaron's got 40, I've got 4. I got all the bands, so that's not a problem. But I think it would be better on 40 for the distance around the area. Over.
Okay, I'll mention that to him. I think he's got it all. He's got some river coil antenna and plus some wires. Over.
Yeah. Okay. He should be able to make it. All right, well, that's good. I'm glad Daniel wants to do that. That's wonderful. And give a guy the last state he needs. Good night, all. K6MYC with K6JUDY sitting in the co-pilot seat here. We're off to get an ice cream bar and wind her down for the evening. K6MYC will be clear. Thanks, everybody.
Good night, Mike. Good night, Rob, and good night, Judy. K6USY DMO6.
Good night, all.